started therapy 5 years after a bad experience with a Zionist therapist.
What you taught your Zionist therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew.
Oh my gosh. Don't, she literally lied and she linked to herself lying.
What are you talking about? Why would you say this? This makes you look so fucking insane.
25% of people believe it is justifiable for a man to beat his wife, and 58% of people believe that abortion is never justifiable.
Roundest head on Twitch is the top comment. Guys, I disavow that. I disavow that. This is a quote from, I don't know what this is from. The son of Adam does not fill any vessel worse than his stomach. It is enough for the son of Adam to eat a few mouthfuls to straighten his back. But if he must fill his stomach, then 1/3 for his food, 1/3 for his drink, and 1/3 for his breath. Okay, that's just our inspirational, motivational quote for today.
Oh my god.
So here's Frogan. Wait, I might have gotten that mixed up. Hold on. Oh, there's Frogan. Okay. This is Frogan. She is our queen. She is Hasan's moderator, and she is also a political streamer on her own. So why has Frogan's name been coming up lately? Well, Frogan has been having some very unhinged takes on Palestine that have been going viral. And recently, she was criticized by H3, which has resulted in a lot of people talking about her on Twitter, which is pretty funny. Everyone is just shitting on her. Like, everyone is working together to shit on Frogan. You know, based on her appearance, you know, you might think she's fully Arab. But actually, she's only half Lebanese and half white. So her name is Morgan. And on this stream, she called her mom asking where her name came from. And this is what her mom revealed to her.
So somebody comes into my chat and they said, "How are you Muslim and your name is Morgan?"
Well, there you go. Because me and your dad were in a fight at the time that I was delivering you, so I wanted to give you the whitest name that I could find because it would make him the most mad.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
What?
So her mom said, well, I named you Morgan because I wanted to name you the whitest name possible because I wanted to piss off your dad while I was in the delivery room.
And she always talks about being a POC and stuff like that, so that's gotta kind of hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to name you the whitest name possible.
I feel like that's pretty telling. I don't know. That might just be me. But I feel like that's pretty telling if, like, her mom named her something out of spite for, like, her husband, I guess, or whatever. That is so weird. I would love to speculate, you know, on the psychology behind her family dynamics. But I think the results, at least, are very apparent in her personality and her content and the way that she conducts herself online. I thought we could also start off with a fun little Frogan clip. I don't know the context of what this person was saying.
The quick way down? Why don't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
Put a one in the chat.
How did she get away with saying that on Twitch? Wait, we gotta look that up on Livestream Fail.
Dude, look, she thought she ate with that. Look at her, look at her face.
Roundest head on Twitch is the top comment. Guys, I disavow that. I disavow. No, she does have a very round head.
I honestly think she's pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
this is another funny clip we'll go over too. So Miskiff made this joke when he was looking at the streamer awards, and it was a self-deprecating joke. He was talking about himself, and Frogan somehow made it about herself. This category is called the Rising Star Award, which she had been nominated 2 years in a row. And Miskiff was like, "Oh, they should make a Falling Star category."
oh,
But he wasn't talking about her.
Rising Star, an up-and-coming streamer that has grown tremendously over the past year and is on a path to becoming a top streamer. Note that to be eligible, the streamer must have less than 1,000 viewers concurrent. I think that this award's stupid. In today's climate, when you're a rising star, you can average over 1,000 viewers pretty quickly. I really don't think that there should be a cap on 1,000 viewers. Round though. Right? Keo, I don't know. Prince, Zom Alive, and Frogan. Frogan was there last year. How are you a rising star twice? A falling star award? Bro, that'd be so funny. I would clear. Worst streamer of the year.
Clear. He's talking about himself.
Bro,
Or if you even want to be like a little charitable to Frogan, you could say this chatter said that about her, but he changed it.
Yeah.
He changed the joke and made it about
He
himself.
didn't make it about her at all.
No, he wasn't shitting on her by any means. And it wouldn't even
But-
make sense for him to do that.
They should change it to be like, you have to, I don't know, like, you have to have gotten your big break in the last year
Yeah.
or something like that.
I would just go with every trophy. Holy shit. I know a Lux. I'm just going to vote a Lux. A falling star award? Bro, that'd be so funny. I would clear.
Watch this. She goes full screen. She goes full screen so you can see how sad, how upset she
The
is.
full screen cry.
Honestly, okay, it makes me really upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
I don't want to cry, but it really does make me really upset.
I don't want to cry, but that's why I made it full screen so you guys can all see me cry. No. Oh, send me hearts. Send me hearts, chat. Send me support. I need support.
Listen,
Her chat is like, fuck him. I'm pissed. I'm gonna kill him.
What? Watching that clip back, it was, Miskiff's clip was even better than I remember it being.
Yeah. Maybe the part that she's mad at is like, oh, how do you get on that list twice or whatever? How are you nominated for that 2 years in a row?
I mean, kind of true.
But it's kind of true. And it's kind of funny. Like, and it would be an easy opportunity for her to just make, sort of self-deprecating joke or lean into it. Like, yeah, I've been pretty lazy.
Or like,
Some
yeah,
shit.
I've been up and coming for years now.
My mom always tells me I'm an up and coming streamer. Miskiff went to her chat to clarify what he meant by that comment and that he didn't have any ill intent.
I saw the clip. The reason I said that I don't think he deserved the Rising Star Award is because I think that it should be based on that year. We have grown a lot from this year. I meant to no ill with it. Okay, here's my thing.
She's still crying
When you
about
say
it.
Yeah.
shit like that and the way you're saying it in front of your fucking audience of like 25,000 people, allowing them to continue to make fun of me.
No, you talked about me. I'm a public figure. You talked about me.
I guarantee that she maybe got one hate comment from that clip of Miskiff. I guarantee that nobody
I don't
went.
think she got a single hate comment.
Yeah, nobody went over to her channel and said, "You don't deserve Streamer of the Year." Like,
Yeah.
she's just like embarrassed. She just feels publicly humiliated, but she's not even getting any hate or anything for it. Like,
How do you think that makes me feel?
Good thing you're in full screen so that you can, get Miskiff to feel as bad as possible.
don't you have other sex offenders to go run cover for, you spineless worm?
At this point, if I were Miskiff, at this point, I would have been like, never mind. Fuck you, stupid whore. You suck. Wait, did I skip backwards on accident?
It's all fun and games. You're getting all the Kick W's, Omega Lols, Frogan Falling Star.
It wasn't.
I didn't even know this was a fucking thing until somebody tweeted it to me.
So she wasn't getting any hate comments for it.
Yeah.
If she,
I mean, it just sucks because it's like, it's not like it's like some small streamer shit talking me or whatever, or like somebody. Well, it was people in chat shit talking.
Thank God we have the past, guys. We have the past to shit on Frogan. Thank God
True.
we're small streamers. We can shit on her all we want.
It's like somebody with a platform, a huge fucking platform, not only shitting on me, but making fun of me, and opening his chat up to do so.
They didn't do anything. What do you mean opening? He opened up the possibility that people might make fun of me one day.
on stream.
Shut up, piece of shit. You're a loser.
Wow.
Jesus, Miskiff, just think, bro. What the fuck? POS, Miskiff. Miskiff, you're a joke. You don't care about anything but money. Fuck you, piece of shit. Ain't nobody want you here, bro.
Your ass needs to go in the falling star category, Mr. SA Defender.
This-
That was the joke!
God, dude.
That was literally the punchline. Are you dumb?
Twitch chatters are like a bunch of little minions, and whatever the streamer says, those people all just instantly are tuned into the same frequency, copying their exact opinion. You see this with every fucking streamer. You see this with Hasan. You see this with XQC. You see this with like Trainwrecks. You see this with Asmongold. The streamer for these like people who watch Twitch all day, it's like a role model, and they are just, their minds are so malleable. They're just waiting to have someone tell them exactly what to do. And that's what this is. This is Frogan's viewers trying to become, enraged on her behalf and become her little personal army, telling him how much of a piece of shit he is. Are these streamer awards like handled by other streamers? Like, is this the Cutie Cinderella thing? Because I wouldn't be surprised, because Cutie Cinderella and Ludwig and Hasan are like butt buddies and they suck each other off all day long. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hasan just like tells them to nominate fucking this bitch every year. So obviously Frogan is a very socially progressive person. She I think describes herself as a socialist, although I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure her politics are kind of similar to Hassan's. She did this whole panel at TwitchCon about being an Arab streamer. It's like, what is this? Do they have a panel for every race at TwitchCon?
Well, I mean, TwitchCon, you know, at Comic-Con, there's tons of panels for animators, people who are talented, you know. But TwitchCon, it's like, I feel like you kind of run out of panels to do after a little while, you know what I mean?
I just find these sort of like panels so weird because it's like, why not like make a panel focused on like the type of content that any of these given people make? Like, why are we segregating it? Why are we
Yes.
making like racial group
Yeah,
panels?
it
It's
feels-
so weird.
It feels very pandery and sort of demeaning.
Yeah, it's like I honestly do not give a fuck that these people are Arab. Like I would rather hear them talk about like the type of streams that they like doing or like the type of content that they like making. I just feel like talking about your race is so fucking uninteresting. Let's watch this. 90% of the world hates women. Global gender bias exposed. Let's see.
So this next
I
section
wonder what sort of countries hate women so much.
is about the global chronic gender
What?
bias, which I thought was
That's true.
really, really interesting.
I think it's kind
Wayfinder
of
XCII, thank you for the sub. So yesterday, literally yesterday, the United Nations released a report discussing gender bias at a global scale.
Don't show the stats.
So
Don't
basically,
show-
in order to achieve gender equity, we must address biased gender social norms. And these norms
This
undervalue
is the
women's
best video I've ever watched.
capabilities and rights, limiting their choices and opportunities. They also
speed up?
regulate the behaviors and set expectations for what women should and shouldn't do. And these biased gender norms are a significant obstacle in empowering women and girls in achieving gender equity worldwide. So in order to evaluate the gender biases globally, there's something called the Gender Social Norms Index, which from now on it's going to be called GSNI, which quantifies biases against women, capturing people's attitudes on women's roles along four
I'm so
dimensions,
educated
including
right
political,
now.
educational, economic, and physical integrity.
This is just the best content ever.
Biases. The physical integrity dimension, 75% of people reported having biases. And when looking into the actual data set of this dimension, 25% of people believe it is justifiable for a man to beat his wife, and 58% of people believe that abortion
Based.
is never justified.
That's
Wow.
based as fuck.
That is actually crazy.
I'm gonna look something up off screen here.
And they're stagnant according to this index. And despite recent global and local campaigns for women's rights, such as the Me Too and Ni Una Menos, there has
You
been
can't
little
make this
overall
up, dude.
progress
You
in
can't
addressing
make this
biases.
up.
Holy
Hmm.
shit.
So,
that is an insane
what are the impacts?
statistic.
Hey, in
of
her defense,
gender
you know,
biases
she
around the
loves
world.
Palestine, and Palestine is one of the lower ones on
Um,
that chart. Okay.
There are many. Hinder
Dude, I
women's
cannot
economic
watch these
empowerment.
videos.
So recent evidence shows that
What
the-
is this, dude?
Why do these streamers upload their whole VODs instead of editing them?
Well, this is like not even. This is a highlight. This is
I
just
know
like a
it-
20-minute clip from her
I
stream,
know,
but
but
it's like,
it's not edited at all.
are all of her fucking videos are reactions to these cut like videos. Playing Would I Ban You? Austin Ox's
Dude,
Hasanabi game show.
I cannot watch more of these
This is an
videos. At least
I thought that was gonna be more funny. Basically like all of the clips that I've seen of her, and like to be fair, I don't know her very well, but they're just her just straight up playing victim in some situation, like she did with the Mizkif thing. So this person is just always, to me, seems to be whining about one thing or another. So recently, she's had a few takes that have been quite questionable, particularly around the Israel-Palestine conflict. So her very first tweet took place on October 7th, which was the day that Hamas basically committed a terrorist attack on Israel. And on October 7th, Frogan tweets this: "Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong."
I get what she's saying, but
But why would you say this on October 7th right after a terrorist
Yeah.
attack? This is like right after 9/11, saying like it's crazy that people support revolution until someone else does it to you. It's like, what are you talking about? Why would you engage? Why would you say this? This makes you look so fucking insane. This is horrible. This is like a horrible thing to say. And, you know, she's defended this saying, "Oh, no, I'm not pro Hamas, guys. Guys, I'm not pro Hamas. I'm not pro terrorist. I don't know how you guys got that idea." And it's like, what is the implication here then? You're calling this a revolution?
yeah.
Like as if it's for some noble cause on October 7th, right after the fucking terrorist attack takes place.
Well, I think what she meant is that she was I think what she was trying to say is that she was calling out the hypocrisy of leftists who say they want a revolution, but then get mad when people revolt. But
But
yeah,
no,
no,
even
not
so,
good.
even so, she's equating a like this is just crazy. And it also almost makes it seem like this person is in favor of like a fucking leftist revolution, like a violent revolution.
Yeah, but I don't.
This is Frogan's second brain dead take. This person, Scary Karl Marx, says,
Right.
"Lady, please, there is a massive difference between being pro-Palestine and pro-Hamas." And Frogan says, "What's it like being brain dead?"
Uh-oh.
And then Frogan says, "Actually, please post the entire context." So let's see what the entire context is. What's it like not being able to differentiate between a theocratic terrorist organization and a freedom movement? But you understand how your tweet about the revolution is finally happening in Palestine, and yet American revolutionaries are angry was super stupid then and worth shitting on if you differentiate between actual progress and the shit Hamas did. I didn't see you mention it. And then Frogan just says, "Try again with my tweet." I haven't seen these yet. This is crazy. No, how about you try not endorsing a terrorist organization or clearly condemning them? How is that hard to you? I'm asking you a question. Did you condemn them? Do you condemn Hamas? She says, "White people are so insane. I wish I was as smooth-brained as people on this website." How is this person real?
So she's saying she's like half stupid.
Well, she's like literally dodging. She's literally dodging. Oh yeah, she is saying she's half
Yeah.
stupid. She's half white.
Yeah, and
Guys, I'm so much better than white people because I'm only half white. That makes me so much better. So these takes got her posted on a Stop Anti-Semitism account. If you guys don't know about these accounts, these are like the ADL is kind of like this. Stop Anti-Semites. There's like a bunch of these.
Are these like funded by Israel, or do you think
Some
they're just...
some of them are, but I think some of them are also just like nonprofits or whatever. So this Stop Anti-Semitism account posts, "Twitch, the largest streaming platform for gamers, has just chosen someone, Frogan, real name Morgan, who celebrated the 10/7 massacre as their legendary woman. This is a spit in the faces of the 1,200 plus people murdered on 10/7, countless women raped, and the remaining kidnapped hostages being held in Gaza."
Wow.
And they post this fucking screenshot of her tweet next to like some of the
Okay,
like the carnage.
But to be fair, this Stop Anti-Semitism thing is such a reach. She was not celebrating. She was not.
No.
She was literally just making a dumb tweet.
I'm showing you guys this because it's funny.
Yeah.
These accounts are really annoying sometimes.
Wait,
like,
and what is a legendary woman? What the hell does that mean? Yeah.
I don't know. So these accounts, the reason I don't like these accounts is because they will sort of like take things that aren't like anti-Semitic and they'll twist them to be anti-Semitic. Like they did this with like Pepe the Frog. Do you guys remember? They or the OK
yeah.
hand symbol. They said that this means like white power because like someone posted it on 4chan as a joke. And like obviously that's really stupid and a reach. But I just find it funny that one of these accounts that usually like a lot of leftists are like really in support of their like messaging, you know, are now attacking Frogan because of her doing like something equally like stupid. You know what I mean? It's just so
That's really
funny.
funny.
And then the other day, Frogan tweeted this, which was just really funny. And this story honestly does not make any sense to me. We'll go over it. So Frogan says, "Started therapy 5 years after a bad experience with a Zionist therapist. Sought women of color therapists, assuming relative empathy. Mentioned Palestine. And new therapist sees it as just another place and not caring or being knowledgeable due to discrimination she faces in America." So this person says, "Why focus on external issues in therapy rather than delving into the internal challenges you're facing?"
Literally.
And Frogan says, "Because I was explaining an internal challenge I face pertaining to Palestine." Bitch, you're thinking about Palestine all the time to the point where you tell your therapist, "Yeah, I'm really just thinking about Palestine again. I'm just thinking about..." It's like all her thoughts, all of her feelings revolve around this fucking country
Yeah.
that she is so passionate about, which is just so fucking insane. Like, who cares? Who cares?
I feel like her therapist was trying to discourage her from this like black hole thinking about Palestine all the time, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're a Zionist."
This is her giving more context, okay? When I say my therapist was a Zionist,
Okay.
when I went back to her back in 2019, I mean, she literally brought up that I was Lebanese unprompted and confronted
Okay,
me
that's
on it,
fucked though. That's
saying,
fucked.
saying she was Israeli. She asked if I had a problem with that, if I felt like Israel had the right to exist, started asking more and more if I was frustrated with Islam and have considered taking off my hijab. I asked her if she was all
Whoa.
right with me being Lebanese, and she got really aggressive, accusing me of flipping it on her and refused to answer. So when I say Zionist, I don't mean she was Jewish. I mean she was a racist Israeli who could not help herself but to confront me about my ethnicity in what was supposed to be a therapy session.
Okay, to be fair, if I don't necessarily believe this story 100%, but if it is true that she brought up the fact that she's Lebanese and started asking her a bunch of questions about it, that's weird.
So
Okay.
what I think happened is she went there and started bringing up, her ethnicity, her obsession with Palestine, and she was just talking about it so much and saying it's an internal conflict. She thinks about it all the time. And the therapist hears this and is like, "Oh, so you're really, really strongly anti-Israel." Well, just so you know, I'm from Israel. So is that going to be a problem for us in our professional relationship? Is that going to be an issue? And then she takes this and exaggerates the story and adds all this shit about, "Oh, she said that she asked if I was frustrated with Islam and if I wanted to take off my hijab."
Yeah. Who the fuck would say that? Is a crazy
And
thing to say.
yeah, the reason that she brought this up makes no sense because Frogan tweeted about this right after it happened in 2019. She even links to her own tweet. And this is how she describes the story. "I just went to therapy for the first time, and after talking about my dad fleeing the Israel-Lebanon war, she was like, 'I'm Israeli. Do you have any issues with me being your therapist?' Bruh, I was so taken aback."
Oh my gosh. Don't, she literally lied and she linked to herself lying.
So this is an entirely different story.
Yeah.
This is obviously not the same story because first of all, if all this shit happened to you, shitting on you for
Whoa.
being a Muslim and like being like racist to you, you would have brought this up here.
Yeah.
You would have absolutely talked about
Well,
this
and
if
you
you were
would've-
venting about it.
You would have said that it was, she said it was unprompted, that this lady just brought it up for no reason.
Yeah.
But clearly it was prompted by something because they're of the Israel-Lebanon war.
Yeah. So people highlighted this saying, "It's so weird how you left out all the actual bad details in that tweet. I fled the Israel-Lebanon war. I'm Israeli. Would that be an issue? OMG, bro. So taken aback. But why would you even say that to me, you dirty Zionist?" So
What the hell?
this is what happened, right? And she somehow
Whoa.
warps and stretches this story to her therapist being a hardcore Zionist that had like a racial bias against her, which is absolutely like just not true. Like I don't buy that at all. So for her to like,
You know she would have brought that up the first time. If a therapist told her to take her hijab off, she would have said that immediately. That is like an insane thing to say.
right, Zionist therapist. So this is why people are like, you have no idea. You have no idea if this person's a Zionist. There are plenty of people from Israel that are anti-Netanyahu and anti-Zionist, but you're just assuming that they're Zionists because they brought up the fact that they're from Israel and asked you if that was going to be an issue for you in terms of compatibility, which I think is like a responsible thing for your
Yeah,
your
valid.
potential therapist to ask if it's obvious that a lot of your identity ties into this war and the Israel-Lebanon conflict. If that's an important thing to you, it would make perfect sense for the therapist to bring that up. So Ethan Klein reacted to this on stream.
Being an anti-Semite openly and proudly is now likes on Twitter. Frogan, she tweeted out, she goes, I have a problem with my Zionist therapist. Just call him a fucking Jew. I'm sorry, but that you can't talk like that about any other fucking minority. I had a problem with my Zionist therapist. What'd you taught your Zionist therapist? Did you get those level of details from them? You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew. I'm not gonna sit here and let my fucking people, be openly bigoted and racist. Fuck that shit. Nobody would expect that from any other minority. Nobody. It's disgusting. It is. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm on your side all the fucking way.
Ethan is like a very, very like pro-Palestine person, considering the fact that he is also from Israel. He has been very vocally open to like expressing support for like Palestinian stuff. And because he doesn't agree 1000% with Hasan, Frogan has been calling him a Zionist and calling him a horrible person and having all this public beef with him back and forth just because he's not 100% on board. And it's like, dude, this guy is like not even like your enemy. You're just like literally mischaracterizing him because he doesn't 1,000,000% agree with everything you're saying. So just today, Frogan released a video where she talks about this Ethan Klein beef and she gives a full response to it. So I thought that would be fun to go over. Okay, here we go.
So I tweeted out a tweet talking about how, I was traumatized from my experience I had with my Zionist therapist.
I was
back in
traumatized.
2019,
I was traumatized.
And I finally decided to go again, and now it's just like the lack of empathy frustrated me. I didn't think anything of it when I tweeted it. It was just me venting because I don't have like an alt account to vent on. I just tweeted it on main thinking nothing of it. As time progressed throughout the day, people picked up on it, and I started getting accused of dog whistling that the Zionist therapist was a Jewish person. So I put out a tweet that night like, liberals on social media want to assume and like apply their implicit biases towards Jewish people that all Jewish people are Zionists, which I don't believe that. So I put a tweet out clarifying that. And
These
I went
people,
to bed thinking
these
nothing
like
of it.
leftist people like hate liberals so much. I think we talked about this before, but it's really funny because it almost becomes like horseshoe theory again, where like you'll have like these like people who are like right wing and they'll be like, oh man, those fucking liberals. And then the leftists do the exact same thing. They make fun of those people for doing that. And then they do the exact same thing, shitting on liberals, being like, liberals are the literal scum of the earth. They're the worst people ever. They are projecting their hatred of Jews on me. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Next day I woke
Yeah,
up.
they're literally not far left enough for them.
I
They
was
see them as like
going on
bad.
about my day, and I started getting like spam mentioned about Ethan mentioning me again. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, what could it be? And then one of my friends sent me a clip of Ethan talking about my tweet about my therapist. To be honest, I didn't watch the clip. The last time he went on like the hour
You didn't watch the clip
rant
still?
about me was very traumatic, and I didn't really want to experience that
Oh
again.
yeah, we could look at that too. So Ethan went on a rant when Frogan was trying to like call him out for his, moderate, like very empathetic view of like the Palestine conflict, where he was like listening and changing his opinion as he like debated with like Hasan and everything. And meanwhile, all these people on Hasan's side were attacking him, calling him a Zionist, calling him a racist, genocidal maniac, and including Frogan. So he had addressed Frogan prior, and he had even unfollowed Frogan on Twitter because Frogan was being particularly unhinged about this. So they had beef before this. So then Ethan sees this tweet about her, saying that she had a Zionist therapist and it traumatized her. And he's like, dude, you're just, at this point, you're just like straight up like racist.
So I didn't watch it. I sent it to my friends, Capri and Raph. And, I wasn't going to
I
respond
sent it to my friends and they told me how horrible it was.
him, but it was like a whirlwind of hate towards me and accusations of me being anti-Semitic, like, took over. So I couldn't just sit there and not clear my name. So whenever I was clearing my name, I went into depth about the therapy sessions I had with the therapist that was a Zionist back in 2019. I had 2 sessions with this person. So in the tweet, I was
You
talking
had 2 sessions with them after they supposedly did all that shit to you?
about how she brought up me being Lebanese unprompted. Me personally, I didn't know about therapists not asking for your familial background because she asked me straight up where my family's from. Do you have an issue with that? And that kind of took me aback.
So again, she backtracks on her story, saying now the therapist is just saying, okay, well, your dad fled Israel and there was a Lebanese-Israeli conflict. Just so you know, I'm Israeli. Is there an issue with that? Are we going to have like a problem on a professional level? So now that's
I
her
said
story.
no
Yeah.
whenever she did ask me that. And I was like, you know what? We're just gonna carry on because I was at a point in my life where I felt really mentally ill. I just wanted to like start this because I put it off for so long at that point in my life too. But then like things started getting weird between the 2 therapy sessions. She started like talking more about Israel and talking about me resenting Islam, talking about my scarf. And then it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I reversed the question on her. I'm like, okay, I'm Arab. Do you have an issue with that? And she started laughing. She's like, oh, so now you're reversing this on me? And at that point, I was like, you know what? Therapy isn't for me. I'm done. So after the first therapy session I had, whenever she brought it
Yeah,
up,
I don't believe that for a second that happened. That the therapist was racist to you about being Lebanese and was shitting on your decision to wear a fucking hijab.
I talked to a couple people, one being my old therapist I had from 2015. She wasn't practicing anymore, which is why I wasn't going to her. So I told her,
Wait, did
what
she not say
happened-
that was her first time going to therapy? Wait, so now she's had a therapist in 2015 as well?
and she told me that I should get a new therapist. Like,
That's why the doctor asked you that question, to see if you were compatible or if you needed to find a different therapist, because it was so obvious to her that this was a big part of your identity and it could be a potential issue.
it made me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Like her asking that and like the factors that happened after the fact of her asking, it contributed to. I'm like, you know, this is supposed to be a place for me where I feel comfortable talking about my issues and trying to work through things that I previously couldn't. And it just created a weird environment for me. So I tweeted that whole spiel, obviously better worded than what I did right now. Now I'm on the anti-Semite page. I'm the face of an anti-Semite page who exposes people as anti-Semitic people, which I'm not. But yeah, I do realize that like anti-Semitism does, like people think that anti-Semitism has a root in the pro-Palestinian movement, which it doesn't. There are people, like you said, that make
It has
that
a
their whole
root
motive
in the
as to why
pro-Pal.
they're
No, but
pro-Palestinian.
people use obviously, like people use the pro-Palestinian movement as like a shield for it sometimes. That doesn't mean that you necessarily do it. That's why people can make that connection sometimes. And that, in addition to, you know, you kind of seeming like you were engaging in like like you were like engaging in like apologia for Hamas, like right after the fucking October 7th attack. That's probably where that comes from and why people think that. Just a guess, you know.
But they're tainting the movement. People need to realize that when you're pro-Palestinian, it doesn't mean you're anti-Jewish. If anything, conflating Judaism and Zionism is anti-Semitic. You can't just assume all Jewish people are Zionist. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for telling us
and
that,
those
Frogan.
people
Thanks
that
for
use
clarifying that, so we know that that's not what you did during that therapy session, right?
their anti-Semitic tropes to be pro-Palestinian, like I said, taint the movement. And that's not me. I don't believe that at all. Whenever we say free Palestine, I want everybody to coexist. I don't want it to be one side or the other. A lot of people like on Twitter were wondering, like, you're not even Palestinian. Why do you even care what's happening so much? And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, like, even though, like, we're all Lebanese, Capri's Palestinian, even growing up, our families were affected by the government of Israel. Like, my dad fled the war.
Okay, here we
in the
go. Here we go
90s.
again.
He grew up in it.
The Lebanese Civil War. Was
Yeah.
Because of
Mhm.
it, you know.
And,
like
like,
this is
Wait,
just
but
something that is going around. It's bouncing around in her brain all day long. She can't help but talk about the Palestinian conflict, about like Middle Eastern politics. She just can't help it. She's obsessed.
So it's like the first political issue you learn as an Arab, what the government of Israel has done to the region.
Yeah. See, there we go.
So one thing I feel like whenever everything happened in October, we all were educated on what already happened. We didn't have to get the
You were
run-up of
educated, and that's
information.
why you felt so comfortable
Um,
saying that it was just a nice you know, a glorious revolution from the proletariats.
And now I'm seeing like all these political people like jump in, and it's like, hey man, like, cool. This is our life.
This is
Like,
our
isn't
life,
like
guys.
this
This
isn't
is our
cookie
life
content,
when
you
here in
know?
America
Think of
we are
stuff that's
just
going on
thinking
with
about
you
Palestine all the
and
time.
Ethan.
And like the thing is, I used to love Ethan. I used to consume his content. I used to watch his podcasts.
Yeah, me too.
But
like after him going after me in October, like I haven't watched his content
After him
anymore.
going after me for my completely unhinged and unfair takes on him and attacking him, yeah, I just can't bear to watch him anymore because he's just a disgusting Zionist pig. I just can't help it.
She's
You don't get like, is this in your culture? You guys do this? I'm like, no, it's not my culture. Oh, dude, I was born in California. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like,
Between the
wait, so it's your life, but it's not your culture. You were born
Yeah.
in California.
Yeah.
Huh.
These people have like
two
a
of you,
chip
and
on their
sometimes
shoulder
we,
over
like, when we
this.
do tweet about this particular thing,
Well,
we
I
tweet
understand,
from a
like,
very emotional and angry place, and a lot of the times a very
The
logical place as
Israel-Palestine
well.
war has been
And
devastating.
it gets
Yeah.
It's been horrible.
Of course. Yeah, but it's like
This is like not a healthy way to
it's not.
approach
Yeah, that's
it.
my point. Is it's like it's not healthy at all. You guys are obsessed. Like, of course it's okay to like care about it and everything, but it's like your identity is so tied to it. Why?
no matter
Who
if
are
you're in the
these
right,
guys?
you're
Do
wrong.
you have any
100%
context on who
all the
these guys
time.
are?
No, I have no idea.
So
Ayyrabs Podcast. So it's a podcast that centers around them being Arabs. What is this?
I don't know.
They Photoshop themselves on like these old pictures of like what the fuck?
But for example, a lot of people think that Sikhs are Muslim. And
Yeah.
and Sikhs will get profiled at airports despite like not being even from the right region at all.
That's pretty funny.
It happened right in front of me one time. There was a Sikh guy and this girl went up to him and was like, "Are you Muslim?" It's like, what is wrong with you?
Be sure to sub to my channel, Jar Juice, if you want to watch more videos like this in the future, or if you want to catch one of these streams live. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.